Alright, so second video, I'm kind of out and about and looking at potential stores that could possibly be like great places to find weapons. And a lot of cars are turning. Well then. Jesus, all of them are fucking turning. Oh, never mind. One false alarm. So people are staring at me weird. Anyways. So one of the potential stores that I was coming across was a salon. Salons have like a lot of scissors, and you could definitely break those off and use each blade as like a different weapon. You can attach them to bats or like tape them to bats, or you can just use them as like a regular like stabbing knife. What else? There's like a lot of places. Like, let me see. Can I switch this?
Self-destruct sequence activated.
Wonderful. Alright. So, like, signs could be used as weapons. There is a dog. I don't want to make the dog want me. Poles. See a lot of poles. You could definitely use poles anytime. Anytime that you see a pole, you could definitely use it for like attaching different weapons to it. I see a lot of salons, especially here in Oceanside. We have like a lot of barber shops. So definitely if you come to Oceanside, we have like a lot of potential weapons that you can definitely use. In clothing stores, you can definitely use clothing a lot more, just in case like you obviously get cold, you get wet, your clothes get dirty, and they get smelly or something like that. You can definitely use clothes, and you can also use the fabric as like tying material, like how I was talking about in the first video about like the mops, where you can tear the mops into like little strings and pieces to use. You can use clothing as that as well, and you can use it as like bandages, especially if you don't have bandages and all you have is your clothing. You know how like you see in video, like in movies and such, and they like rip their clothes off to have some dramatic scene. You can actually do that. It works. Clothing can soak up a lot. I have no idea where I'm going, and I don't have my phone. So also, what else? Oh, with clothing. People are staring at me here. With clothing, also, okay, we got the, everything's distracting me. So we got the bandages, we got the cloth, we got clothing. Okay, so with hangers can be used for so many different options. So hangers can be used as a potential weapon. You can also use them to make like daggers. No, well, not daggers, but arrows, like bow and arrows. You can use them as darts, poison darts. So you can make your own poison. Not with the strings. I mean, not with the metal. You can also use that metal as a strong tying tool, which would be pretty awesome. Especially because a lot of towns have, like, the clothing stores and the barbershops. So we would probably be pretty well off if we had a zombie apocalypse. Right now there's a salon across the street, and also a fabric store. Benches, if you have the proper tools to take them apart, you can definitely use those as like blunt weapons. You can use that also for like street signs. You can use the bottom part as like a blunt weapon. There's so much stuff you can use for blunt weapons. Blunt weapons are everywhere. You just got to use your imagination to figure out exactly what you can use certain things for. And you can use them as building parts, especially if you're making a community and you have a huge group. You could definitely make a lot of stuff out of everything here. You can even tear down houses that you know that you're not going to use or anybody's going to use. But don't take the part of other people into consideration, especially when it comes to the zombie apocalypse, because everybody is out to fucking just get you, because food, like I said before, food is going to be scarce. So people are going to be like, oh, that's my food, or oh, let's kill this person. This is the last person, like, we won't have to deal with it anymore. No, like, so don't trust anybody, unless, like, that person's been with you, like, the entire zombie apocalypse. So food is going to be a little difficult. One, because like with canned food, yeah, we'll be probably good with that, but how are you going to open it if you don't have a can opener? If you better hope that they have a can opener somewhere. No idea where I'm going. You can bash it and stuff like that. That'd be kind of interesting. With food though, especially in stores, in restaurants, the food is going to get bad if the electricity is off. And I can only imagine that our electricity is going to be off during the zombie apocalypse. So if you're going to get food, you might as well try to figure out something for like electricity, or like ordering your food so it doesn't get bad. Because all the food pretty much in restaurants are going to get bad. Unless like with meat, you know, it slows down the process of it getting bad with like salt and everything like that. So maybe you could do that, or you can find like a cooler somewhere. Hopefully you find some ice that hasn't melted yet, and then you can use that to like preserve some of your food. Trees are pretty much beautiful. Trees though, especially this one, if you're trying to get away from a zombie apocalypse, definitely use a tree. From what I know, zombies don't know how to climb. That was creepy. But especially these trees would be perfect to get away from a horde of them, because if you could definitely climb, these trees would be awesome because it goes on top of a building, so you could probably get away pretty quickly. Hopefully there's not a horde like surrounding the building, because then you're fucked. Especially so right across the street from me is a construction site. Construction sites will definitely have almost every material that you will need. Everything. Because they got tools, they got hammers, they got weapons. May not know this, but you could definitely use, like, if you get a hammer and some more metal, you can make that into a bigger hammer. It's like a more of a, like, blunt weapon that'll do so much more damage than the actual hammer itself. How awesome would that be? Just bashing heads in as you're like trying to get away. That'd be so cool. Like certain flowers though you can eat as well. I don't know how well you would want to eat the plants as soon as like dead things are roaming around in them. What would be... I'm like looking around. I have not practiced this. This is just me going about my day and just decided to make a video. I say a lot, so when I get more videos up, maybe I should stop that. As I'm looking around, I'm trying to figure stuff out. Cars, if you're lucky, will have gas. You would never know, ever, unless you try it. But again, like, will you have the keys for them, or are you gonna know how to hotwire them? So I think everybody should take up hot wiring classes just in case, or try it out. Well, actually, you know what? Don't try it out, because then you're gonna get yourself in trouble unless you do it to your own car. Maybe do it to your own car and you can figure it out. But like I said, you can just do it for the zombie apocalypse. Oh, these things. Oh, ow. These things would make awesome weapons. They are pretty prickly. Like, you can use them, like, if you're camping. If you're camping, you can definitely use these. You can use them as, like, traps. So, if somebody steps on it, obviously they're going to say ow. So, you can have these as, like, your alarm system. Put them around your tent or around your camp and wait for the person. They're, like, everywhere, so wait for somebody to step on it. These would make awesome things. Also, from one of the games that I've played, you can make nail bombs. I haven't figured out how to do it yet. That'd be really cool if I could, and I could then tell you how to make them. But like I said, you can make bombs out of pretty much everything. Nails, powder. Oh, and like I said yesterday, I was talking about how, like, you can use sugar and spices against people, like smoke bombs. You can also use flour. Flour works too. Flour works really greatly because of, like, how much powder is in flour. What else? Is there really a place called Pokemon? Why are people staring at me? Like, they act like they've never seen a person making a video for YouTube before. It's like it's a new thing when it's not. Dumpsters. Dumpsters, as much as I would hate saying that we would have to dumpster dive, it's probably gonna happen. You probably have to dumpster dive. There is a lot of, like, sometimes there's good materials into it. Maybe it'll have some food. Oh, that's so disgusting. It would have food. It would have some materials that you can use. Certain things to help build a fire if you need to. There's something going on. I really need to stop saying. You could definitely take cars apart and use certain objects for that as well. I just went around in a circle. Lights, light bulbs, and other things. This is a terrible video. I don't care. Okay, glass you can use as an alarm system too, because people are going to be stepping on it. But you can also use it as a weapon, but it's the worst weapon possible to use unless you attach it to something far away, because you would have to get into close range, and nobody wants to get close range to a zombie, especially if there's a group of them, because you're not going to have time to slash through every single one of them. Chairs are good blunt weapons to get away out of a situation. You throw it. Pretty. Oh, and door, like to barricade doors in certain areas. Okay, a bank and a restaurant like this with lots of windows would not make a good escape or good place to go in general during a zombie apocalypse. They can see you and they're gonna bust through. Even though they're dumb, they're gonna bust through. Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
What color? But yeah, so they're gonna bust through those windows. To barricade a good place to go, which doesn't have so many windows, is to use whatever heavy materials you can find. Like a bunch of chairs, maybe a dresser if you're in someone's house, a couch, a TV. Even if you're in a restaurant, tables. Tables make an excellent barricade for doors and windows sometimes, depending on how heavy that table is. But you have to take into consideration, like, if you're by yourself, can you personally pick that thing up to barricade what you're trying to barricade? Well, I have people staring at me, looking at me weird, and I have a lady following me. So, and I don't know what else to say right now. So, I think I'm gonna go for now until I make another video. Hopefully someone gives me a town or a state or something. I don't know. Oh wait. So these, because of the material that they're made out of, would make a great object to bash faces in. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go now. Oh, sorry. Oh god, it's so awkward. Okay, so I'm gonna go now, I guess.